Breaking news coming in the last couple of minutes as WWE has made the major announcement that WWE Premium Live events are headed to ESPN beginning in 2026 in this major media rights deal. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into, and this is a developing and big breaking news story in the world of professional wrestling pertaining to WWE, because WWE, at the time of recording this video, has just made the major announcement on their social media platforms, as well being reported by major media outlets, that WWE Premium Live events are headed to ESPN platforms in the US starting in 2026. Now, several different outlets are covering this story, including the Wall Street Journal, who are reporting the following, and I quote, saying, ESPN and TKO Group Holdings, World Wrestling Entertainment, have reached a more than $1.6 billion agreement that will give the sports media company exclusive rights to many of WWE's most high-profile events. The 5-year deal, which will begin in 2026, includes the US streaming rights to major events including WrestleMania and SummerSlam. ESPN will pay $325 million a year for the rights, according to people familiar with the matter. That is a significant increase from the WWE's current 5-year deal with Peacock, which was valued at $900 million, according to people familiar with the pact. The new agreement with ESPN follows a 10-year deal the WWE struck with Netflix last year for its weekly show Raw, valued at more than $5 billion. Raw has become a solid platformer for the streamer. Variety is also reporting something similar here regarding these US media rights deals. It says, quote, ESPN and WWE are about to get each other in tighter holds. Under a new 5-year deal, ESPN's soon-to-launch streaming outlet will, starting in 2026, become the exclusive US home of all the WWE's top live events, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series. WWE will continue to produce all the events, which have in recent years been shown via NBC Universal's Peacock. ESPN will also have the option to stream pre- and post-shows tied to the events, 10 in all. The events may also be simulcast on other certain linear ESPN venues. WWE events are, quote, an extremely popular form of entertainment and have stood the test of time, end quote, says Jimmy Pitaro, chairman of ESPN, in a recent interview. ESPN always wants to expand its audience, he says, and WWE is going to help us get younger. It's going to help us get more diverse. It's going to help us bring in more females. Pitaro says he expects both Disney and ESPN to create other kinds of programming tied to WWE, which could include alliances with NBA stars, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is a partner of ESPN in the UFL, or Pat McAfee, the afternoon show host who has ties to WWE. The new ESPN streamer is slated to debut in the weeks ahead of the next NFL season. ESPN relied on a similar sports concept to UFC to help win new consumers to its ESPN Plus broadband outlet. Now it will tap WWE, which, like UFC, is part of TKO Sports. UFC's alliance with ESPN has resulted in the Mixed Martial Arts League finding a new and expanded audience, says Mark Shapiro, president and chief operating officer of TKO. Getting on board with the new ESPN service at an early stage is really an opportunity we didn't want to pass up. WWE and ESPN have also tested alliances in the past during the coronavirus pandemic when live events were scuttled due to concerns about contagion. WWE granted ESPN the rights to show classic WrestleMania telecasts to help fill its programming schedule. The longer-term relationships help spur this new WWE pact, says Nick Khan, WWE president. Quote, the conversations were quick. They were robust in spirit, he says. We think our entire audience will travel and grow substantially. Starting in 2026, WrestleMania will expand to a further, will be 2 days, as it has been, of course, since 2020. The new rights pact will broaden WWE's portfolio. The company will stay in business with NBCU and its spin-off, which will show Saturday night's main event and Friday night SmackDown respectively, Netflix will able to stream Monday Night Raw globally and SmackDown and the live events outside of the US. The chance to coordinate WWE's signature events across Netflix and ESPN was attractive, says Shapiro. Quote, "These are two of the most predominant brands in all of sports and entertainment, two supernovas, if you will," he says. The executives declined to discuss financial terms of the new deal. And Alliance could serve to bolster ESPN as it faces the end of its current rights deal with the UFC. That pact ends in 2025. Quote, "We take a ton of pride in how we've helped grow the UFC, and we're always proud to partner with TKO in some capacity. And so I anticipate ongoing discussions with Mark and team about meaningful ways that we can work together," says Pitaro. Whether those business relationships are tied to events, highlights, or other content remains to be seen, but Shapiro says a partnership between UFC and ESPN is a priority for us with a track record that has just been too strong. Now, as I mentioned, this news is being met with mixed response and reception on social media because, of course, when it comes to UFC and their relationship with ESPN, it has led to, again, mixed results to consumers. Consumers have suggested that, of course, this may lead to a rise in cost because, of course, when it comes to ESPN, it wasn't like the deal with WWE and Peacock or WWE and Netflix where you got to watch WrestleMania or Survivor Series or SummerSlam or Royal Rumble just as part of your subscription cost. When it comes to ESPN, right now, you would have to pay extra to have watch WrestleMania or watch WWE PLEs. You have your ESPN subscription costs, and then you'd have to pay a premium to watch WrestleMania in addition. Similar to, of course, how it's been reported that AEW could have their pay-per-views embedded into the HBO Max streaming service. Of course, it was reported that at some point, HBO Max will be live streaming AEW pay-per-view events, but you would have to pay an additional cost. It hasn't been confirmed that that's what you would have to do with this new ESPN streamer, but that was what you had to do with ESPN and ESPN Plus when it comes to purchasing UFC pay-per-view events. So it doesn't look like this is a situation where you're getting the PLEs included for the with your subscription for your streamer. Right now, for example, WrestleMania costs $10.99 on Peacock. Now, with the ESPN app that's coming out, you're likely looking at having to pay $30 to $40, maybe even more, at an additional cost to your subscription. So again, this is probably how it's going to work. For an example, ESPN Plus is like $12 a month, and they charge $80 to watch UFC events with the ESPN Plus subscription. So that means WWE will probably be the same way again. This hasn't been confirmed that that's going to be the same way, but one would think if you're paying $1.6 billion for these rights deals to have WrestleMania and other major PLEs on the platform, they will likely come at an additional cost to the consumer. But again, that's yet to be confirmed. We'll have to wait and see if this new ESPN streamer is all inclusive or you're going to have to pay additional money for the add-ons if you are in the United States. For international customers, of course, nothing is going to change. All of the PLEs are available as part of your Netflix subscription. But it looks like domestically in the US, that's not going to be the case. Of course, if we get any more details on this developing news story, we'll let you know in future videos. But if you're in the United States, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on WWE Premium Live events being headed to ESPN beginning in 2026? Are you concerned that the ability to watch PLEs is just about to get even more expensive to the consumer now if it goes down the route like it is with UFC, where you have to pay a subscription fee and then pay additional money to actually watch WrestleMania, to watch the Royal Rumble, to watch Survivor Series, to watch SummerSlam? If you're an international viewer and you have everything all-inclusive in Netflix, are you actually relieved that you've got probably a better deal than they have in the US? Is that even fair to people in the US, which is WWE's primary market? Let me know your thoughts about it. Let me know your response to it in the comment section below. As I mentioned, if we get any more details, we shall let you know. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe. As you can see right there, we are less than 500 subscribers to go until 24,000 subscribers. If we get any more details, we'll let you know on this developing news story. Remember, you can join the WN365 roster as well. Links in the video description. You can scan that QR code right there and you get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members only content. More news videos, more top 5 videos coming later today. But let me know your thoughts on this developing and breaking news story. I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.